All right, hey guys, here we are, expert guide here. We're going to take our first look at this. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't expect that to be the wind. What I'm going to do typically is I'll use a top spin shot here. Something along the lines of maybe 2 1/4, 2 1/2. You can see with what I'm doing with my ball guide. Pull angle is going to be relatively important here. You're also going to need to do a bit of an overpull. So I'm hoping I'm going to have enough rings here. We're going to try almost 10. I'm thinking right in here. It's at 9.9. I'm going to pull right up to the edge. It looks like I do have enough room, so that's good. As I mentioned, that might be 9.9 rings or so for an 8.0. Let's just see how this plays. First look at this. It looks pretty good, I got to be honest. Looks like I didn't quite have it might have been maybe an extra half ring. I'm not sure. Another thing, since the wind is so intense in your face, you're probably going to want to keep that ball guide well through the hole. So even another 1/4 bar of topspin would be a good thing there. But you can see getting that wind down is going to be the big key. You can see, well, my opponent's really going to have to alter this shot a bit. As you can see, he's going with a quasar. Which means he's going to have to really change the way that he top spins. Highly going to recommend that Kingmaker to get that wind down. I can also see that he's not pulling up at the right angle. This is going to miss right unless he great balls. So you do want to be very careful with your pull angle. I also don't believe that he went enough rings either. So it looked like he just counted more statically. He counted 10.3 rings. That's the big common mistake. And that's the thing that the ring apps, that's what they'll tell you. And that's, part of the reason that we developed that, wind intensity tool was to better estimate this stuff. Now, it's something that you don't need to use for tournaments. But, for instance, if I was to go here and I was to turn this on and I was to point the wind kind of similar to how it was and go the 8.0, so 8.0 with the wind, it says, it tells me 10.2 rings at max, and we're at max. And that's more or less exactly what I told you guys to do. The only difference is it was a power 3. So, 10, 10.2, 10.4, somewhere in there. And you can see that it essentially gives you that adjustment. So, that's one of the main reasons that we did create that wind intensity tool to better estimate the way that it should play. But as I mentioned, it's really nothing that you need for tournaments per se. I could essentially, if I wanted to recreate that, you could see I can just use the max number and maybe plus 25, plus 27%, somewhere in there, and I can get to the same spot. So this is more in line with what guys typically do. Because it's just, but you'll see that, one of the biggest things, since you never know what the wind's going to be coming onto the tee box, that's where the wind tool, like if you don't know what you were supposed to do, it's a highly effective tool once you learn how to do the adjustment. Because you can see I'm pulling up towards the max line, almost getting right to the line. So it tells you, if max is 8.0 there, for instance, and 10.5 rings, you can see, I'm pulling somewhere up here, 90. I'm pulling almost up to that max line, so you can see that's the adjustment that I get. Just wanted to, briefly kind of explain that, because I haven't really touched on it much. I really haven't been using the ring apps at all anymore. But I just wanted to, just kind of clarify that for those that are still wondering about that. So good luck with that hole, guys, and I will see you guys on the next one.